Hey guys, happy Halloween. I hope you enjoyed the little short film that my wife and I made. Halloween is one of my favorite horror movies growing up, so that was a lot of fun. It is the month of October, and I decided to do a really cool Halloween diorama. Primed in black and dry brushed in a neutral gray and a white. This is Laurie Strode, strapped with a big old revolver. Little Mikey the clown the night he killed his sister. I got adult Michael Myers holding Judith Myers.
Nice set of hooters you got there.
She's dead. Some other victims, I have 3 what I would assume to be boyfriends that are deceased in different various ways. We'll start with bony matter. We're going to use this to paint all of the skulls. Make sure it goes on nice and smooth. Don't leave any of this pooled up in any areas. You can always hit your brush on a piece of tissue paper or napkin and soak up any of the extra paint that might be pooling. And with the previous dry brushing layers that we did, we've already established all the light volumes on all of our subjects, so this will paint on really nice. Here's Satchel Brown with Speed Paint Medium. This is thinned on a 1:1 ratio, and we're using this to paint the floorboards of the base. It's a really nice, rich, warm brown color, and I think it's perfect for wood planks. Occultist Cloak also mixed 1:1, thinned down for the little rocks that are sitting next to the skull and the foundation of the base. We also use this color to paint the stone entryway that Laurie Strode is sitting on, and the big brick pillars in the background. Bony matter is still out, so I use this to paint the rope that this poor individual was hanged with. Nuclear Sunrise also mixed with the Speed Paint Medium 1:1 ratio. I wanted this to go on thin because I did not want to risk over-saturating the pumpkin. I ended up doing 2 coats of this to achieve the amount of saturation and opacity that I wanted, but I was really happy with this orange color. It looks awesome. Desolate Brown. There's a ton of options of green in the Army Painter Speed Paint set, but I felt like this one was kind of a dreary, dark, kind of a brownish green. Worked perfectly for the pumpkin stems. Gilliman Flesh with speed paint medium. I thinned this down to give the initial coat of skin tone that I wanted for this individual. Warrior Skin, speed paint medium, thinned it down again 1:1. Used it on this poor sap. And I did the same thing on Laurie Strode here. And Mikey. I did 2 coats on his skin. I wanted him to look a little bit darker skinned, like he'd been around the block. Peachy Flesh. I used this on little Mikey. Just straight out of the pot. No thinning on this one. This is a really nice color. Noble Skin. I'm using this on our darker skinned feller. I have never painted a dark skinned person before, so this was kind of an experiment for me. When I initially put this on his skin, I was kind of like, ugh, I don't know, man. I don't know if this is going to work, but actually ended up working great for a base tone. And we come back later and touch up some of the highlights with different acrylic paints, but this actually, once it dried, turned out really well. Ruddy Fur, right on the hair. It's a great color for hair. I think it actually achieves the Michael Myers mask hair color very well. And I used it on little Mikey. Grin Black. We're painting that afro up, baby. Paint the chops. Paint the mustache. Jankiest paintbrush ever to try and paint a set of thin eyebrows. Don't be like me. Use a good paintbrush. Tyrian Navy, I used this straight out of the pot, and I ended up doing 2 coats on his, I guess it's a mechanic's jumpsuit. Cloudburst Blue, this color is awesome for denim jeans. Runic Gray. This is also an awesome color for jeans. I ended up doing 2 coats for her jeans to get the opacity that I like, and I really, really like the way it turned out. And here's the second coat going on, and you'll see that it really starts to up the opacity a little bit, and the shadows pop a little bit more while still maintaining the highlighted areas. It looks great. Ancient Honey. It's a beautiful yellow color, and we're using it as a base color for Judith Meyer's hair. Agrax Earth Shade. I'm going to use this over the hair to kind of bring out some of the shadows, tone down the yellow just a little bit to make it more of a sandy blonde. Blood Angel's Red is a very, very good red color from the Citadel contrast line, and I'm using it to paint the letters on the Myers gravestone. Snakebite Leather is another one of my favorite contrast paints from Citadel. I'm throwing it on his work boots here, and the magic just happens on its own. Hardened Leather, using this on Laurie Strode's hair. Moonlake Coral mixed down 1:1 with the speed paint medium. I wanted this to go on with a thinner initial layer to avoid oversaturating, because once you go too dark you can't go back, and that's what she said. This color's awesome, and you really see on the shirt here all of the highlights that we established. Satchel Brown is being used to paint the handles of the knives. Nazdrag Yellow is going on for this fine gentleman's hair. Grim Black mixed 1:1 going on this guy's pants. I wanted the pants to be a bit more of a gray color and not just straight black, and thinning this Grim Black down, which is already kind of a strong black color. The jeans look great. Algae Green mixed with speed paint medium. We can always do a second coat if we want to bring up the opacity, but I think the one coat did it on this trick. And you can see how the paint just settles in with the wrinkles of the shirt. It looks really good. Back to Bony Matter, one of my favorite colors, and this guy's getting some tan pants. Bright Red I wasn't sure about this color, but I had a plan in mind here. This color actually is really nice, and it flowed really, really nice off the brush. Agrax Earthshade again. We are going to put this on his pants to kind of darken up the tan color a little bit. And here's where my experiment's going. I'm using Grim Black to paint a flannel shirt. So you will see me attempt to draw some lines on this guy's shirt and emulate a flannel shirt. And it actually turned out pretty okay for my first time. I've never painted flannel before, so I'm pretty happy with it. Grab that same black thinned down and put it on this guy's sneakers. I found that the color was too similar to his jeans, so I went and did a second coat on that. Beowulf Blue, it's a dark kind of royal blue. He's getting some of these cool bad boys. Back to Poppy Red, and we're gonna use the shittiest brush that I could find, apparently, to try and paint fine detail work. You'll watch me struggle through it a bit before I give up and grab a different brush, because let's try to paint high detailed stuff. Oh, there we go. A nice brush that has a point to it. That's a lot easier to use. What a novel idea. It's much easier to paint fine detail work when your brush comes to a point. It's when I started to realize again how good of coverage this color has. It's very, very nice. It's a very bright red color. And when I think of clowns, I think of bright red. Occultist Cloak, he gets for his long-sleeved undershirt. Ancient Honey. Yellow is notoriously hard to paint, but the contrast paints and the speed paints make painting yellow so easy, and there's a lot of really good yellow colors out there. I just happened to pick this one because I liked the color that it was. Beowulf Blue. He gets some blue pants on this side. I'm gonna be really careful not to paint on the yellow because trying to fix a mistake at this point would be very hard. This mask is creepy as fuck, by the way. If this bastard came at me with this mask on and a knife, I would reach full opacity in my pants in one coat. Grim black. Getting them clown shoes. And my camera decided that it would rather have you look at my hand than his shoes. So marvel in its glory. Bold titanium white. We're going to go in and get his teeth. Brace yourselves, everyone. It's time to paint eyes. Actually, all the eyes turned out pretty good. I was happy with the way they all turned out. Matte black. Pupils. Hold still, plant those elbows, take a deep breath, and try. Vallejo Metal Colors Steel, amazing paint. This is going on all of the knife blades and the gun. Demonic Yellow. You know how I said earlier that yellow is a hard color to paint with? Apparently not with the Army Painter Fanatic line. The coverage on this yellow was so good. I've used different yellows from different brands. This yellow was awesome. Mocha skin. So now we're going to go in and touch up the skin. I'm using the dry brush because I really like dry brushing. And also layer brush here and just kind of picking out some of the midtones that I want to bring back up. And here's where I became a lot more happy with the skin tones. And we just step up a little bit more and really pop the highlights on the skin. The dry brush will hit some of the knuckles and the fingers and also clean up some of the skin color so it's not as stainy looking. Then I used Peachy Flesh to kind of bring some of the warmth back up. I let this kind of sink into the recesses more, and then I soaked up the paint so that it wasn't staining the entire area. And this will settle into the eye sockets and around the nose and the lips, and it looks really good when it's all done. Goddess Glow is a really nice color for lips. You can see I gave her some makeup and she was sad. metal color aluminum. I went with a flat dry brush and I just kind of scratched on some highlights onto the knife. I'm gonna hit the highlighted areas on the gun. And then we go in with a black wash and just kind of layer it over the top to bring back some of the shadows of the gun. I got everything glued on now at this point, and it's looking really nice, but I needed to make room on my desk. I started with Moonstone Skin from the Army Painter Fanatic line. I'm putting this on pretty thin. I think I ended up doing like 3 coats along the entire body. A disclaimer here, I'm scared of painting human flesh. I don't really like the way that the speed paint flesh turns out. This whole process of me painting this lovely scantily clad lady is kind of a new experience for me. I grew up painting Warhammer figures. Most of them are 28mm scale, so there wasn't a lot of volume that you would be able to pull out of that. So this whole process here, this is why I saved it till last, because I was so nervous. There's a lot more practice that I can do to try and emulate skin, especially someone just fully naked. That is really hard. I made sure to lick my brush really well, and I spent a lot of time on the nipples. Blood for the Blood God, it's awesome. There's nothing else I can say. It dries very shiny and kind of coagulates together, and it turned out really, really cool. You can't have a diorama based off a slasher film and not have blood. And here it is. Took me, all in all, probably about 20 hours to do. It turned out super good. I'm very happy with it. If you made it this far in the video, thanks so much. I hope you enjoyed this long form video. If you'd like shorter form videos and less time focusing on the painting technique, let me know in the comments below. I appreciate you being here. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe. And don't be afraid to make happy accidents on your wizard pants.